Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready? Prepare for blastoff.
Victory Death Starfighters. My name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full movie podcast. And today I am finally going to watch one of the most influential movies, one of the most talked about summer blockbusters, one of the most famous films that director Steven Spielberg has ever done. I am watching the 1993 classic Jurassic Park. All right, now I have to explain myself because I have never, and I mean ever, wanted to watch this movie. And it had nothing to do of me being interested in the plot or the characters, actor. It had nothing to do with that. It actually had everything to do with Steven Spielberg himself. So when I was a young kid, let's say not a kid, right? Let's say when I was a teenager and I was inspired at a certain age to wanting to be in filmmaking. I wanted to do filmmaking. I wanted to do screenwriting, all that stuff. At that certain point in my life, I have decided that, you know what? I don't want to, or let me explain it this way. I looked at Steven Spielberg as the Mount Rushmore of creators in the world, the Mount Rushmore of filmmakers that this world has ever seen. And from that point on, I held him in such high regard and such respect. Now, at that point in time, I've never really watched any movies that he's ever made. Never. And at that point in time, I said, you know what? I'm going to vow to myself to never watch any of his films, because for me as a creator and for as a human being, for just me, I value myself in terms of or I take pride in myself in terms of being different from everybody else. And as a creator, and I like to believe that I am creative, I like to not create what everyone else is creating and just be different that way. So the reason why I have vowed to myself when I was younger to never watch a Spielberg film is because I know his movies, or from what people told me, that his movies are so great, so imaginative, that I don't want to watch his movies and pull from them and steal something from them that clearly what every other filmmaker or any other creative person has done, to the point where it forces me to look outside of what other people are looking for and find other creative influences that way. Therefore, whatever content I make, whether if it's screenwriting, movies, or even throughout my YouTube channel, the stuff I make, I'm being influenced by other things that I'm subconsciously or consciously taking from, to the point where it's absolutely different than what someone else would take from. And I made that decision just out of respect, out of respect of Spielberg, and just out of like, I just want to be different. I don't want to be influenced by what other people or what majority of people are influenced by, because obviously, you know, film classes, all these classes, all that stuff, they talk about Jurassic Park, they talk about ET, they talk about all of Spielberg's films, to the point where other people are studying his craft and they're pulling from his craft. And I guess the best way to explain it, I know I'm like over talking about it, but I guess the best way to explain it is people who watch Spielberg's movies are inspired by it. Therefore, they subconsciously pull from his material to create their own stuff, still being original in their own work, but they still pulled from Spielberg into what makes their own content. I decide not to do that so I can find other stuff. Now, granted, the other stuff I find may be from somebody who was inspired by Spielberg, and therefore a little bit of what's in them is Spielberg, and I've also consumed that. but it is the very small percentage of Spielberg that I've consumed. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm talking. I don't feel like I'm talking in circles. I feel like it makes sense, but I'm like trying to articulate myself in the best way possible. But in a grand sense of things, that is why I have never watched anything Spielberg related as a kid, as a teenager, and throughout my adult years. So I've never seen Jurassic Park, never seen E.T., never seen Jaws, never. I just haven't seen any of this stuff. Now, granted, I have seen Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom, and Raiders of the Lost Ark, mostly because I saw those movies like when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and it just came on TV one day. I had no idea Spielberg was directed them. Um, so other than those two movies, I have literally never seen anything Spielberg has ever made. Now, with that said, I like dinosaurs. I like dinosaurs. I have nothing against dinosaurs and why I was just never interested to watch this movie as a kid. But um, looking back at it, I do find it quite amazing how this movie has literally depicted if that's the right word, or they basically created what dinosaurs look like, because back then we didn't even know what they looked like. We had their skeleton remains or fossils or all that stuff, but we still couldn't really paint a picture. I think it's highly impressive for not only Spielberg but for the rest of the creative team a part of this movie to just basically say, hey, we think this is what dinosaurs would have looked like. We think this is what they would have sounded like and how they would have acted. And as a culture, we all accepted this. I find that so crazy from how what we view dinosaurs and pictures of dinosaurs is throughout this movie. And I even know, like, even a few years ago they even released a statement saying that actually dinosaurs, especially the Tyrannosaurus Rex, looks like a giant chicken. It's actually covered in feathers, which is absolutely crazy because I know Tyrannosaurus Rex are like ancestors from chickens, but yeah, I'm interested. Well, I mean, I've never been interested to watch this movie, but I'm, as of tonight, since this movie is on my list, I'm interested to see how well this movie is going to hold up. If its characters are relatable, if it's talking about issues that are maybe still going on today in 2021. Um, so yeah, Jeff Goldblum is the only actor I know that's in this film. I literally know like no other actors. Um, so yeah, I do know John Williams did the soundtrack for this movie, and I have heard the soundtrack. I think you can definitely listen. I take pride that I live under a rock, and I'm not consciously aware of such popular culture things that other people are aware of. I first heard the soundtrack of Jurassic Park a few months ago, like the theme song. That's when I first heard it, and I know that probably sounds crazy for a lot of people, but I actually do take pride in that because, again, it all goes down to me for pulling from sources and not being influenced by what other people are influenced by and searching for other means to be influenced. So, yeah, looking forward to hearing a great score, a great soundtrack. Um, and I'm very interested to see how this film holds up in terms of like being directed by Spielberg, because again, he's just I mean, it's clear that he's one of the greatest filmmakers and creators that the world has ever seen, and dreamers, so I am interested in that regard. I'm wondering if it's going to change my opinion on that kind of stuff. So so with that said, let's get into this movie. All right, so this movie is, I mean, it's Jurassic Park. It's found everywhere. I mean, I think it's on Netflix. If it's not on Netflix, it is most definitely on Amazon. 100%, it's going to be on Amazon. So if you have the movie on DVD, you can pop it in, watch it along with me. Watch it along with me on any streaming service. If you don't have the movie, feel free to listen because this is a podcast. So, with that said, we're going to get started with this movie, and we are going to get started in five, four, three, two, one. Whoa. Oh, look at this. The Universal logo. That's a bit of old school. You know what? That Universal logo, that little opening, it's very nostalgic to me. And it's not, believe it or not, it's not because of like seeing it in theaters, it's actually seeing it at home. When I was a kid, I used to watch. Speaking of dinosaurs, right? I used to watch The Land Before Time. And growing up, I would watch it on VHS. And as a kid, I would love to watch trailers from VHS. Uh, the one that sticks to mind that I absolutely love and what makes that whole logo nostalgic for me is the 90s movie Flipper with Elijah Wood and Paul Hogan. I used to watch that trailer nonstop on VHS, like from beginning to end, and keep rewinding it back. I love the music that was on that trailer. I forgot what the band was called, but I do have them on my phone. And yeah, that's what I used to do as a kid. I used to watch trailers all day and pretended that I was the main character in the movies. So basically, I was a loser. Okay, 120 miles west of Costa Rica. This is in Costa Rica? Tasers on full charge. Sounds like a Star Trek episode. Okay, I wonder what type of dinosaurs in there. That's clearly what's in there. So at this point in time, I can just tell the soundtrack, or I guess the score of the film, as is going to be such a huge part in the storytelling. Like every little action these characters do, it's going to be like you just gotta have sounds around it. Jesus Christ! Don't tell me a black dude is going to die. Literally, the first fucking human that dies by a dinosaur in this movie is a black dude. What the fuck? All right. Okay, now we're in the Dominican Republic. $20 million lawsuit. Look at that. You see, as an adult, when you watch these movies, because obviously I didn't watch this as a kid, I'm not thinking about that kind of stuff. But now, like, that was immediately what was going through my head when that worker was dying. I'm like, dude, this is a big ass lawsuit waiting to happen. Well, if it's for safety, who the fuck are you to complain? Muchachos. What is that? Oh, that's cool. Wait, what is that? No, don't tell me that's a mosquito. So, wait a minute. They're like looking at the fossil. So, what is the job occupation of these people? I keep saying every time I think about this, I think of archaeologists, but that's not what they're called, right? That's not an archaeologist. I thought like an archaeologist was like someone who like digs up ruins and stuff like that, historical ruins, not like fossils. I feel like that's a completely different thing. I can Google it, but I'm being kind of lazy right now. Hmm. Kind of like a sonar, or I guess that's what it is. It'll be cheaper, fool. Velociraptor. Yeah, I never understood the names. I never got the name. A T Rex and a long neck is all I got, and that's mostly due to Land Before Time, and mostly because of Power Rangers. That's true. The chicken is the ancestor of, or I guess the T Rex is the ancestor of the chicken. 6 foot turkey would still be terrifying. You guys seen that movie Early Man? The little animation movie? That shit was hilarious when there was like a giant duck, and the duck was like terrifying because it was just giant. Okay. Whose child is this? Oh, respect for what? For they can kill me? Go fuck yourself. Why? Who? Wait, whose child is that? I would never let this dude talk to my child like that. Not like I have one, but a child can be intriguing. Get away from me. Who says that? Having a child can be intriguing. That's crazy. Okay. Who is this old kook? He's the jerk. Um. So he's an investor? I'm sure you can, old man. Oh, he's talking about the park. All right, let's hear this idea. Guarantee you it's a dumb idea. Top minds? Wouldn't it benefit you more if you go for someone who's not necessarily a top mind, but still yet respected? Yeah, why would they care? Yeah, well, yeah, thanks for the subtext. Wow. So that's one thing I did hear about archaeologists. I heard there's not a lot of money in it. There's hardly any money in it, which is kind of sad because you would think, like, they're kind of preserving history and, you know, as a society, we're benefiting from that economically, culturally. You think they would, make some money. Maybe it's changed now. That was so many years ago that I've heard that. Because I remember having a friend in high school who said she was like going to college for archaeology. I haven't talked to her in, oh my goodness, so many years. I wonder what she's doing now. This guy was in Space Jam. That's where I know him from. I don't. Why is it always about money with these people, man? Human greed never surprises me. Oh, here comes the soundtrack. So, okay, here's the thing. 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 Because this is on. All right, you already see like they're traveling such a great distance on this island. It's in Costa Rica, right? On this island, and uh, they're trying to make this theme park and all this other crap. This sounds a lot like Leonardo DiCaprio's idea. Remember, he had like an idea of like, oh, I'm gonna buy this island and I'm gonna like rent it out for people so they can come to like relax and have like a getaway and all this stuff. And it's just like, dude, that sounds nice in theory, but who the fuck can afford that? It seems like you're making this only for a certain percentage of people who can actually afford it. And you know, I don't this is a theme park, right? Jurassic Park, that this is I guess the idea of it, and I don't know what the cost of it is going to be, but I know for a fact it is not going to cost the same amount as some fucking Six Flags tickets. Look how far they had to go. There's no way you're expecting people to do this. Oh, no seatbelts. Oh, yeah. See, there's just certain things that I look at and it kind of traumatized me over like real stuff that's happened. Not to me, but like things I've heard about, and I've just like forever written that off my list of like things I don't want to do. So like helicopters, huge Kobe Bryant fan, and rest in peace to everyone who's involved in that helicopter crash. But I would never get in a helicopter after that. Never. Horses. I was huge on Superman growing up, like just watching the Superman movies with my father. I would never get on a horse. Like what happens to Christopher Reeve. Like never, never, never. I just won't. And Australia is one of them too. I would never go to Australia because I know that's like breeding grounds for spiders. Like fuck that. Seeing that Jurassic Park logo everywhere. Oh, wait, they sold the shit out of this movie. There is no stability. Someone already died. Someone already died. How is it like not shut down? I know why. Because he was a fucking minority. That's probably why. What kind of bullshit is this dude on? Why you grab her head like that? Wow. I bet this was pretty cool to see in 1993, huh? In the movies. Wow. I wonder what people's reaction was in the theaters. I mean, obviously this is 93, right? And like looking at it now today, obviously, yeah, it kind of looks fake, right? I mean, it definitely looks fake, but that's super cool. That's super cool because no one knew what dinosaurs looked like. Oh, that's a long neck. That's a long neck. That's that's probably a Littlefoot. Why did they call him Littlefoot? Now I'm thinking about it. Wow. A fortune. See, that's all it comes down to, man. It's fucking sickening. It's all about capitalism with you people. Why would he put his head between his knees? Again, who is this park for? This music is incredible. I absolutely love this theme. I fear for these dinosaurs because now white people are gonna really screw them over right now. Absolutely. So how did you guys make them? Yeah, how did you do it? I'm curious. I'm sure whatever it is, what is it called in TV and film? You're playing God. That's never a cool thing to do. I watched a Star Trek Voyager episode the other day about that. Excuse me. It was a really good episode, which is surprising because Voyager is mostly boring. When dinosaurs ruled the earth. Yeah, okay. There's one little detail though. Who is this attraction for? How can anyone afford to? Well, okay, don't get me wrong. There are people who afford to go on like cruises and ship out, go to little islands, resorts, or whatever, right? But how many people you think can afford to go out to this private island and go to this park, which I would assume it is not going to be like the price of a fucking Six Flags ticket. Wasn't their first ever clone thing a lamb? I think they're still cloning today. They're not telling us what though. That's scary. That's right. Strands of DNA. Does anyone know what DNA stands for? I love science, so I can tell you. Fuck. Maybe I can't. Wait, I know it. It's DNA. Dry nucleic acid. Not Drino. What am I saying, Drino? Didn't I? Oh, I just literally memorized this like a few months ago because I was watching a bunch of science shows. I'm looking this up. Drionoxide nucleic acid. That's my guess. I can't pronounce. I have a speech in parliament, which is crazy since I like do a lot of speaking and voice acting stuff. Dinonucleic acid. Okay, I was somewhat right. I just didn't know how to pronounce the first word. This is all very fascinating and incredible engineering work here and all. But of all the science shit that you've done, this was your idea to do with it? Make fucking dinosaur theme parks? Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here, bro. There's nothing on these people's mind besides making money. Sickening. Absolutely sickening. Like you're essentially recreating DNA from fragments of like millions of years ago, or not millions of years ago. You're using the ancestors of whatever animal that the dinosaurs are based on, and you're filling in those DNA gaps to reconstruct or remolecular. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but basically recreate the dinosaur. If you can do that, why don't you use that technology for, I don't know, maybe recreating human limbs or something and helping out, I don't know, fucking war veterans or some shit? I feel like so much other stuff you can do than make a freaking theme park. It baffles me that this is what they chose to do. And the fact that they chose to do it and kept it a secret from, I would say, I don't know, the government and everyone else, and then reveal it as, we're making a theme park, that is stupid. Or not like, I'm not saying it's like stupid, like, oh, that's stupid in the movie. I'm just saying, like, as a human being, that's stupid to do that. And incredibly selfish. Now this just reminds me of the Dave Chappelle skit. Don't help it. Don't help. Oh, God. Oh, you're already fucking up with their state of mind. They need to look at their mom. What? All of them are female. Wait. If they're all female, wouldn't that do something to their, I don't know. Isn't there like a Yeah, but if you so let's just say like King of the or not King of the Jungle, excuse me. No, they're not gonna breed, but they're gonna do different shit that's gonna change the code of like nature, right? It's like if you have a man and a woman, or even if you have 5 men and 5 women in a forest somewhere, yeah, they're gonna procreate, but they're also gonna set rules of laws within each other, like unwritten, unspoken laws about like the man must do this, the woman must do that, whether if it's right or wrong. This is what's gonna happen, and if you create an atmosphere, or I guess an ecosystem of nothing but women, you're rechanging those set of laws, and they're going to evolve without you knowing, and they're going to start doing a lot of different stuff, right? I think that's where I'm trying to get at, where I'm like, I don't think you really know what you're doing. Oh, you're sacrificing this cow now? Jesus Christ. Be brave, cow. Be brave. See that? Hell no. Shut this place down. I bet they are kind of fast too, just from how their feet work. They only go forward. But you know what they say? They say even throughout history, the fastest mammal that has ever lived are humans. Even faster than cheetahs, faster than leopard. I said yeah, or I said lepers. Yeah, faster than cheetahs, faster than cougars, faster than dogs, whatever. A cheetah is fast, but a cheetah cannot run as long as a human being can do. Well, duh. They're fucking living beings. They're not dumb. 2,000 a day. Who the fuck is paying for that? 10,000 a day? Who? I can't. I cannot. This park is clearly for white people. Clearly. Or excuse me, let me not say that. It is clearly just for the percentage. The percentage of people who live a certain lifestyle. Right. It's not even the genetics wielding thing has got me off bonkers. That's a bit true too. There's a good quote that says anyone who takes something and tries to create with it will ultimately abuse it if you're not the sole creator of that, whatever it is. Yes, that is true. Is nature a part of space though? I guess so. The universe said, "Fuck you, dinosaurs," which will happen to humans one day. I'm loving this conversation right now. You can learn from things that are extinct, but you make a good point. Listen, in theory, yes, it would be cool to go away for a weekend and go to an exotic island where there are dinosaurs. Yes, that sounds freaking cool. Does that sound logical to do though? I just don't. Yeah, it's just, bro, did you really just make this to make money? Is that really what you just did? Oh, here comes the kids of the movie. I was wondering when they were gonna get in here. Fun fact, I never knew my grandpa. I think I grew up with a grandfather who I just learned many years ago, or a few years ago, that wasn't really my grandfather. I think my dad grew up without his dad, and eventually his dad came into his life. So I grew up without a grandfather, really. Or I guess technically I did, because another guy is my grandfather. Cool. Look at him hobbling. Yeah, once those dinosaurs break out, he's gonna be the first to go. Well, that's because they engineered them not the way they were supposed to look. Okay. Guy needs to calm down. This kid's not that annoying. I mean, he's just asking a lot of real questions. Any kid that asks a lot of questions is just curious, and therefore he will become pretty smart. Okay. I understand they're trying to build it up. They planted the seeds that he doesn't like kids, and now he's gonna have to like fight for these kids later on, right? But I'm just confused on where his hatred for kids came from. He's not dating that doctor, right? That's that scientist. Clearly, he's been single because he doesn't want kids. You just gotta find a woman that doesn't want kids too, which is not hard to find, but no. What are they doing? This is just fucking crazy. Why would I ever go to something like this? You know, I did hear from the production standpoint of the filming of this movie, Spielberg was like super quick and super decisive on shooting days. Like every shot that you see, it was no more than 3 takes. Or excuse me, I don't think it was no more than 2 takes. He'd shoot it once or he'll shoot it twice and he'll move on, which is actually pretty cool. Because I worked with a director a few days ago that who is a good friend and he's on this podcast. But each take, it was like 4 to 5 takes for every scene, which is cool. You get what you want. You know what you want and all that good stuff. But it's like, whoa, we're really dragging this on, which is fine. For the production, depending on the production. Hey, Samuel L. Jackson. I'm pretty sure you can find someone else who can do do that computers. Dad? The Tyrannosaurus? Oh, is that the T-Rex? Tyrannosaurus. Oh, I know that because of Power Rangers. Power Rangers, that's when I really started learning about dinosaurs. Tyrannosaurus. Pterodactyl. Triceratops. I pretty much said that wrong. Saber-toothed tiger. That's not a dinosaur, but... Yeah, Power Rangers where you really start learning about shit. Damn, I love Power Rangers. What? Shut up. That wasn't even close to what he was talking about. my god, they're sacrificing these animals like it's nothing. What do you think is gonna happen to him? Duh. It's a T-Rex. They're carnivores. Word. You are? Which is cool. Exactly. And some of that stuff is just instilled in you. What is that goat doing? Oh, that goat's chilling. Why? Because he doesn't agree with you? Isn't that the truth? Put your fingers in my water. Yeah, we know this lady. You just don't, which is surprising. Look at this dude here. Get your ass in the car. What are you doing? And y'all deserve whatever happens to you. Listen, here's one thing. And Jurassic Park's not really doing it so far, which is great. It's absolutely great. The one thing you have to know about me, I absolutely hate kids in movies they serve no purpose besides just being cute. Therefore, I hate that, and I hate people that do really dumb things. Therefore, when those two things happen, I lose all sympathy for the characters. They can practically die, and I would not care. Like, what? Knowing what's on this island, why are we on foot? Exactly. I'm staying my ass in the car. It's absolutely insane. Let go of his hand. That it's just what it is, I guess. It is what it is. It makes no sense. This is why, as a kid, I loved pretending I was in movies, like all types of movies, just to see how it react. Jurassic Park would literally end in 5 minutes for me. Land full of dinosaurs? Cool. I'll be at home. The end. Look at him trying to touch it. You can't touch these things, man. Y'all deserve whatever happens to you. I ain't gonna have no sympathy. I ain't gonna get scared, no jump scare, no nothing. You deserve whatever happens to you. Was everyone else in the theaters like smiling, like, "Oh my god, this is so cool"? I'm literally have like such a straight face right now. Like, what is going on? Why are you touching it? Why did you touch that? Never shaking your hand. This little girl's not serving her purpose. It was eating some poisonous berries or something. Collect their feces. Yeah. Yeah, their feces. That's what any type of any living organism that can, I guess, produce poo. If you want to see what's wrong with it, if it has anything wrong with it, you just look at their feces. That's always the answer. This old entitled ass. That's like a meme. Are you wearing gloves? Okay, I think she is. Even wearing gloves is not going to help you. You need to wash your hands. I can't believe she just did that. Yeah, or you get back to the car. You crazy. Oh, so this is where things went to shit. This guy. For real. I ain't trying to be out here. Look at you. You don't even work here. You don't even go here. By the way, I have a friend named Noor. She's on this podcast a lot. Which her none of her episodes have aired, but I keep telling her like, "Oh, you're gonna be like, you're literally on like a lot of these podcast episodes." But she was telling me she's never seen Mean Girls, and since she's never seen it and everyone keeps quoting it, she keeps thinking that it is the most overhyped comedy ever. But she's never seen it, and I try to tell her like, Mean Girls is one of the funniest chick flicks, romantic comedies ever made. I quote that movie a lot. I'll say. Yeah, you're not up to anything suspicious. I don't understand. I don't get it. So you did this for money? You put people's lives in danger for money? Okay. Surveillance video system. Yeah. I had a feeling that's what it was. That's hilarious. Why? Why would you do that? So this fool tried to do door security systems, but really it turned off the door systems for everywhere in this island, not just in this laboratory. That is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Could have fooled me. I didn't think they were romantically involved. I didn't think that. Thought they were just friends. They kind of had that vibe, just friends vibe. Seemed like, he could maybe want something, and she was like, this dude doesn't want kids. He doesn't like kids. I don't care for him. And he just straight up left. My goodness. Why are you opening it? And you can't even see. Dumbass of the fucking year. And you chose a Jeep to drive in, of all things. One of the most dangerous vehicles. You crash in that, it's over. Why would he make that? See, that's what happens when you let one person be in charge of your entire security network. This goat is still over here. Those goat noises are so ADR. Or I guess not ADR, but what's the word? Placement. They're such sound effects. Yeah, put that shit down. Bam! One slap right across the head. Would have learned his lesson. Wait, so did he do this? Or in the island, did it just decide to rain? Because that's just what the clouds are doing. I thought from like that button he pressed, it controlled the weather, kind of. But I guess that would be like, no, he's not doing that. Stupid of me to I guess, to think that. Here we go. Yeah, this dude trying to sleep, man. Yeah, maybe. I don't understand how this place wasn't shut down to begin with. When someone died, a crew member died. Yeah, I think I found it. Wow, look at the voltage. No longer there. All you gotta do is just stay quiet. Stay quiet. Don't get... Okay. You mean left us? He was an idiot. You don't want to follow him. Yeah, I didn't hear that. T-Rexes are so funny. Look at their little arms. You know what I think of? I think of like, I don't know what cartoon it was, but back in the day, there was somebody who was like swollen. No, you know what it was? It was a Fairly Odd Parents. That guy who was kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that fairy, and he has like these huge big arms. And then when someone was on his back, he couldn't reach because he's like, my arms are too big, like a T-Rex, or they're too small. That was pretty funny. He just like turned the light on. She's just like, ugh. Have no sympathy for stupidity. No sympathy. I'm sorry. I can't. Just get down and just stay quiet. If he steps on you, he steps on you. There's nothing you can do about that. Oh, he sees you now. You didn't get down. Interesting sound effects. Hmm. You could outrun a T-Rex though. I think you can outrun a T-Rex. You could definitely outrun a T-Rex. I think I can outrun a T-Rex. Just drop it. Jesus Christ. These kids are a liability. Like most kids. No, just... Oh, it should be dead. That thing should be like... What are y'all doing? Roll out. Do something. How are they? Okay, whatever. It's a movie. I'm like, how are they not squish? He's like on the car. You idiot! What the fuck, nigga? He was already leaving. What kind of shit was that? He was already leaving. What kind of dumb shit was that? Why are your pants down? Oh, I guess his pants weren't down. I can't believe he stood in that bathroom. I don't know why he didn't try to run. Yeah, alright, kid. Shut up. Be patient, alright? Stop yelling. What in the... This is what I hate in movies. No sympathy. I'm sorry. T-Rexes are very interesting. They must hold grudges. At this point, if you see food, therefore food is very hard to get, you'd think you would look somewhere else, right? Unless you're really hungry, which it can't be. It just ate a goat. I don't know. Maybe it's a T-Rex. I don't know about T-Rexes. I'm thinking about sharks. Like if a shark, they said if a shark's really hungry and it sees something and it was trying to eat it, it's really trying to eat it, and if it just punched it, the sharks won't hold grudges. They'll just be like, all right, I'm just gonna go eat somewhere else. The T-Rex. Yeah, sure. In hell. In hell. He ain't paying me enough for that. Kids are not. You want me to go out there with live dinosaurs? You crazy. In the middle of the night? And it's raining? There's like a thunderstorm out there? You're asking for too... In a Jeep? Get out of here. You're asking for too much. Look at this idiot. This fool didn't really watch the weather forecast on whether or not when it would be a good day to steal these embryos. Oh, that's what they're called. Wait, what the hell was that? It's kind of zoning out for a minute. It made like a weird noise. Sounds in this movie are really cool. That's a big thing for me. Sounds. Oh, look at that little thing. Oh no, you gotta run away from that thing. Gotta go. That's how I am with most people trying to talk to me. And bite them right in the nuts. See, why are white people always trying to talk to the animals as if they can understand you? It would be really funny. That dinosaur spoke English, and he was like, "I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember you said that." Ew. I can't. I just can't anymore. How the hell did he get in the car? Oh well. Well, on the bright side, he doesn't have to worry about his financial issues anymore. This little girl's in shock. She's like, yeah, calm down. Yeah, easy. Easy. Calm down. He just said to stay. Fuck this little girl. Fuck her. I didn't say wait up there. I said stay right there. No sympathy. I'm sorry. No sympathy. I can't stand when people do that. When did Land Before Time come out? I'm surprised they didn't give us a little foot. See a little baby long neck in this movie. I'm highly disappointed. Or pterodactyl. I'm sure we'll see one, but like a little one. Isn't that Petrie? Yeah. Wait. Yeah, Petrie. That's his name. Oh man. Yeah, I love The Land Before Time. That was a good one. And I know that one was like produced by Spielberg, right? Well, he didn't direct it, so I guess it was okay. I saw that as a kid. See, everyone handles stressful situations differently. Not saying he's in shock, but he's just like, not shaking, not doing all the other stuff the other girl was doing. This is impossible. I love how everything's trying to kill us right now. Clearly, God wants you to die. Don't fight it. Yeah, the forces of nature are really trying really hard to kill you right now. Oh, wow. Well, he had it coming. I don't know why he would leave. It's not even like the fact that he left the kids. I understand that part. Because your instincts are coming in to save yourself, save your own life, right? Um, it's the fact that you chose to run and you hit it one spot and you just stayed there. That's what doesn't make sense to me. So is the first half of this movie just like explaining, debating scientific theory, and then second half just all chase scenes with dinosaurs, chase scenes, trying not to die. How do dinosaurs hear? I don't see any ears on them, or at least not all of them. That's what I want to know. Fuck their eating patterns. Yeah, let's get the hell out of here. We should have been out. Once we saw a car crash. Car was flipped over. Imagine seeing that in your rearview window. She's selling this. That actress is selling this. She's trying to sell it so bad. Didn't Spielberg do like a horror movie or something in the past? Or I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking like this is it like reminds me of like an 80s horror movie kind of thing. Like when the actors are just like, now be scared. Ah! These kids, man. I don't know how much more I can take of them. And it's one thing, I love kids. I love kids. I love my little cousin. It's a long neck, you idiot. I'm sure that's probably like their nicknames, but yes, it is whatever you just said they are. What the fuck is he doing? How would you know what fucking noise they make? Shut the fuck. Should have left that little kid on a fucking car. Just because they're herbivores don't mean they want to attack you. What are you talking about? We almost died. This is a lawsuit. This place is getting shut down. I'll be collecting dinosaur bones until I'm dead. What? I don't get it. I didn't get those jokes. Soundtrack's cool. Per usual. What was she just standing there? Cool. Where's the other staff? You know what's kind of funny? Oh, I'll just wait after his monologue. This seems important. This would have been cool to watch with somebody, so I can just say a whole bunch of nerdy science shit with them and have them just not care what I'm saying. Creation's act of sheer will, huh? Technically, he had control. Somebody just sabotaged them. Okay. Well, okay, so let's get one thing straight. He technically had control of everything, right? Just somebody sabotaged them. Somebody within. What in the hell? Somebody within the his camp completely just said like, "Fuck it, I want money." Right? That's what really made things ran for shit. Will you calm down? And stop talking to it. Jesus Christ, you kids! I can't do anything for you. White people. One dinosaur tried to kill you, and then they're like, "Oh, well, this one seems friendly." Ooh. No, don't touch it. Jesus Christ. That's a girl. If she wasn't terrified already. She's a hacker? Why are we now just learning about this? Yeah, I was about to say eggshells. Right. Right. Okay. Mhm. Wait, how would the scientists not know that shit though? If they're taken from frog DNA, you would have to know that. How would they not consider that as what could happen? Why? What? And why the fuck is Jeff Goldblum in that position? Why is he posing like that? No, you guys are idiots. I just don't. That's okay. That's the biggest thing I don't believe. I don't believe a scientist as smart as what these people are would make that mistake. Ugh, English. My dude, people have died. Kill all the dinosaurs. Shut it all down. This old man. Your kids are out there. Your grandkids are out there. About to be eaten by a dinosaur. Shut it down. Oh, it's a long movie. Why would they be on the other end of the building? Why would the breakers be on the other end of the building? Why would be the switch to turn them off be here and then to turn it back on be on the other fucking side of the building? Who designed... I'm done. Yeah, they're dinosaurs. Metasauruses. Yeah, no shit. You about to get stampede. Look at that one in the background just watching his homie die. Like, damn. Who is that little kid? He was in some type of movie. Was he in Star Kid? That's where he was kind of looking familiar. He's in Star Kid. I think that's him. I'm looking this up. He's in Star Kid, that Disney film. That's him. I know it is. Hold up. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm looking up this kid. I think that's him. That's funny. The little kid on IMDb, obviously he's like an adult now, so his IMDb picture is an adult. The little girl on here, her picture is still the little girl on IMDb. I'm guessing she doesn't act much these days. Okay, he should be in. I'll look this up. He should be in Star Kid. I remember him. It's a 90s movie. Yep, that's him. Star Kid. Knew it. Absolutely knew it. Knew that was him. That was a little kid. Okay, what has a little girl been in? Ariana Richards. Born in 1979. Tremors. Oh, she was in that movie? She went from one classic to another. Then she was in Tremors 3. She only has 28 credits. Last movie she was in was 2013. And then before that, she was in a movie in 2001. So yeah, she doesn't really act these days. Ooh, she was in Boy Meets World. She probably got burned out. Being a kid actor is so hard. You gotta do a bunch of crap you just don't want to do. Interesting. Keep running, but you keep falling. No, that wasn't necessary. Time to argue, old man. No, it's not. By the way, that's what my friend Nora tells me every time I say a joke. That's not funny, Carla. I don't know why he would make that joke right at that situation. Well, I guess maybe break the tension. I guess whatever. It just wasn't funny. You see how small that kid is? He could just fit right through it. This movie has like 26 minutes left. When are we getting to those other raptors? Isn't that scene supposed to happen? Yeah, it's not a race. Oh, Jesus Christ. Guess kids stay as kids, even through their most traumatic experiences. Oh, that's not true. There's some kids that are like 7 going on 30 with the experiences they've had in life. Oh, she about to turn on the electricity. No need to hang on now. Drop. You hear it. All right, don't jump then. If you don't want to jump, don't jump. Why did you stop? If anything, oh, I don't care. I don't care. But why did you stop? You were just doing it. You were just going down. He completely flew. Yeah, well, good riddance. He was slowing us down. Sorry. I just have no sympathy. Well, that was a jump scare. Wait, where the fuck did y'all come from? Wait, he's still alive? I thought that was his arm that was ripped off. Bro, wasn't the objective was to stay together? You told her to leave because you thought dinosaurs were coming at you. When you saw her leave, you should have been following her. What is this guy doing? Bro, you're literally trying to hunt down a dinosaur right now? You realize there's hundreds of these things, right? Whatever. Have your fun. See what you're gonna gain by this. No sympathy. You weren't even supposed to be there. Not even supposed to be there. look on the little girl's face. You can tell why she didn't want to act anymore. She's like, making this film is exhausting. This must have been super physical for the kids to do. Jesus Christ. Hopefully they had a good time on set. Or it was, hopefully not too bad for them. It's tough for kids. Working with minors, they can only be on set for a few amount of hours. They have to go to school. They have to go to tutoring that's on set. And even in that tutoring, they're not really getting a proper education. How are you not dead? Where are you going? Can't these kids just stay in one location? Well, I guess it's natural. You haven't eaten anything. Ew. These kids are starving and they're loading up on cake. And Jello. Jello's disgusting once you figure out what's in it. Oh, I guess here's the scene that's like the most... I feel like this is the most infamous scene in the movie that I've heard of. Obviously, I haven't seen it really. But I mean, like, you kind of see like bits and pieces of it from like TV spots. Clearly he smells them, right? There's no reason for him to go in that fucking kitchen. How? They don't have thumbs. Get the fuck out of here. You mean to tell me these dinosaurs are smart enough to know how to open doors? Look at him. He's gonna open a door with his hand, but then try to nudge it open with his head. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck this dinosaur. I'll say it right in the dinosaur's face, too, if he's trying to eat me. These things are always hungry, man. Right? I'm sure they just ate something. It's just pure chance that they're even still alive at this point. I don't know how they keep surviving. I want to know how acute their sense of smell and hearing are for dinosaurs. Because they kind of look like they shouldn't be able to smell anything, right? Or not smell, or hear anything. Oh, stop it. Yeah, I've been knocking shit over. One... Again, little kid, you stop. Okay, stay there. I hope you... Please, stay there. I want him to stay there. There's nothing I want to see more for these kids to have an ending that should of what should really happen. Yeah, this the little girl just panicking per usual. Whoa, wait, what happened to his leg? He was crawling just fine. She's running with her arms out. Ah! She runs like she's in the Simpsons. Oh, the dinosaur's thinking exactly what I'm thinking right now. Fuck these kids. How you haven't been snack food by now, children, is beyond me. Open the door. I want that dinosaur to meet my gun. Look, his hand's probably on the door now, like, ah, get the fuck out of here. Dude, I would love to watch this movie with my brother just to see what he has to say. I don't know if he's seen Jurassic Park either, because this movie just didn't really grow up in our household. There's just really no need to go watch it. That's nice, but we're about to die right now. Why are you holding it closed? Open it. You have a gun. Well, if only the kids could help. You're making these dinosaurs seem like villains. I bet dinosaurs really just mind their own fucking business on a day-to-day basis. Yay. I like how we just like, she says she's a hacker and she's just able to do it. Didn't that guy said no one else can do what he does? And just this little just kid is just like, I can do it. Helicopters. Tell him to send a fucking nuke. Not as if they can climb the fucking ladder either. It's a long movie. This movie's a little bit longer than what it should be. My goodness. Yo, these are the most persistent fucking mammals ever. Holy shit. Give up. Aren't us humans that persistent? It's like if we go to a restaurant and they haven't been serving us for like 20 to 30 minutes. We're going home. I don't know how these kids survive these things, man. So persistent. They must be so hungry. So persistent. Ooh. Damn. That dinosaur said, fuck that T-Rex. You killed my homie. Those dinosaurs are gangsters. I still like long necks, though. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, but there's going to be more movies, so... Wait, so I've heard even, like, the sequels to Jurassic Parks are not even, like... They're not good. That's just what I've heard. I heard people love this one, and then it's just, like, the rest of them, like, why even bother? Or maybe it's, like, 1 and 2 are fine, and then 3 and so on forth is just, like, what the hell? Wait, what happened to Samuel L. Jackson? How the hell did the black dude just disappear like that in this movie? Come on, old man. What do you want to stay here? I have no sympathy for you. I have no sympathy for anybody. I don't like any of these fucking characters. What? Just because he saved these kids' lives, he's gonna want children now? Fuck out of here. If anything, he's like, yeah, I really don't want kids now. Matter of fact, I decided tomorrow I'm getting a vasectomy. Okay, this movie should be right at the end now. The music is really cool, though. I do like the music. I don't think I'll put it on my phone, though, for soundtracks, but I do like it. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Yeah, they kind of left that open-ended, so no wonder why there's, like, sequels and crap. Screenplay based on the novel. Oh, this is based on a novel? I didn't know that. See that, produced by Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah. Sam Neill. Yeah. All right, well, that's the movie. The ending's kind of shit. It just ended. That's a little weird. I felt like that with Brokeback Mountain too. Sorry, I know that two completely different movies. But I thought Brokeback Mountain was a really good movie, but it just ended. Like it just like didn't really have an ending. and so it's a bit weird. But yeah, wow, Jurassic Park. So I finally Samuel Jack. By the way, Samuel Jackson, where did you go? First person to die in the film is a black dude, and then the next thing you know, you can have a black dude survive this movie, and he just disappears. That's weird. That's kind of all right. Whatever. Sorry, I just wanted to listen to the soundtrack. It's so good. John Williams. Oh. Dun, dun, dun. Ah, yeah, this soundtrack is amazing. All right, so Jurassic Park. Let's talk about appreciations for it. There's so much to appreciate for this film. I mean, and I'll get to my overall review of it, but just like man, like just the imagination of this film is freaking incredible. Absolutely incredible. For people to sit down in a room and are like, all right, we're going to make a movie about dinosaurs based on this novel and how this guy depicts it. We talked to scientists and what they think of dinosaurs were, and we're looking at fossils, all this stuff. And they come up with this visionary idea collaboratively. I don't think that's a word. But a collaborative idea together. And they said, let's do this for dinosaurs. T-Rex is going to look like this. Tyrannosaurus, these other dinosaurs are going to be like this. And to actually put that all together and create it, that is incredible to see. That was awesome. Personally, well, before I get into the plot and all that stuff, I can definitely appreciate just the creative mind that it took. Everyone coming together to make this, so it's awesome. The things that stood out was definitely props department, or I guess not props department. I guess the prosthetic effects, practical effects, that really stands out. Not so much the lighting was so much to kind of go crazy for it, and that's the one thing, because that's what I do in film, and you know, I always look for that, and I kind of, but yeah, it's nothing really to brag about for this film, right? As far as directing goes, since this is like actually a Steven Spielberg movie, I think what really goes for it is just the imagery, you know, the creative process of it, not necessarily like what he gets out of the actors and, you know, and you know how he chooses to have them say their dialogues and the actions that they do. I don't think any of that was really much to watch. Again, it's just a creative aspect of this movie that's kind of like you kind of have to appreciate it. Other than that, characters, plot, I don't know how to describe this, but I know, like, as a kid, I never watched this movie. Teenager, never watched it. Now, as an adult, I finally watched this film, and I can arguably, and not arguably, I can actually say I could have went the rest of my life without watching this movie. I don't think some reason I have a feeling in my gut. Puppeteers, that's what's really impressive. The puppeteers in this movie. Sorry, I'm looking at all the credits, and the stunts were cool too. But I definitely could have went with the rest of my life not watching this film. I have this kind of unique sense where I feel like if there's something I don't need to be a part of, then I just won't be a part of it, and I feel like I won't be missing out on anything. And after watching this movie, anything I'm missing out as a kid, I think I would have been fine, because I was just into a lot of other different stuff, like superheroes and all that other crap. I don't think I would have been interested. I mean, as a kid, I don't think I would have been able to reciprocate this, but even now, like, if you told me the plot of this movie, just a group of white people trying to survive dinosaurs, in a predicament that they put themselves in, I don't think I would give a shit. Like, it's really hard for me to care about that. I thought the characters were characters. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. The characters were characters. They're pretty stereotypical in a sense. Not one character kind of stood out. I thought it was a little bit surprising, though. The only character who really, and I say no character stood out, but the only character who had even a little bit of an ounce of more of a personality than everyone else was Jeff Goldblum's character. And I find it really funny how his character is written to have an injury and to kind of be sidelined through most of the important actions in this film. I think that's very interesting, and I think that's a bad call in terms of writing. Sure, maybe that's what happened in a novel. Well, who gives a shit what happens in a novel? Is it fucking? Can you make this captivating for your audience to get through a whole fucking movie sitting? I think whoever played the actor who played the main guy and then the main girl, I thought they were boring, and I think Jeff Goldblum's character. I honestly think those two archaeologist characters, hopefully I'm saying that right, archaeologists, I don't think that's the right term. Archaeologists are not people who study dinosaurs. That's something completely else. But I think Jeff Goldblum's character, along with maybe someone like a Samuel Jackson's character, or maybe even like the grandpa, I think it should have been those two who gone on in the adventure with the kids. I think that would have been a little bit more fun to watch than a fucking man who contemplates getting a vasectomy throughout the entire movie, saying he hates children, to now he has to protect these children, and this other woman who just, I don't know, she's just there, really. There's not really much else to say about her. She's just there. Yeah. And then there's other elements in the movie that's kind of like the guy trying to sell the secrets of the dinosaurs to someone else, and kind of like, I want the money, I want this and that. Like, all right, I get that, but I feel like his demise came too early in the movie, right? Right? Like, who's the antagonist of this film? I don't think there was really an antagonist. I thought that guy was an antagonist, but he kind of came and went pretty, like, within the start of the second act of the movie. And I don't know. Maybe the antagonists are the dinosaurs, but in the grand sense of things, the dinosaurs are just being dinosaurs. If anything, the antagonists are all the humans, the kids included. Yeah, what else? I mean, I love the conversation that this movie brings on, like, in terms of, like, science and whatnot. And is it ethical to, pre-create something that's already dead? Because, nature ran its course for them. Should we bring them back? And yada, yada, yada. I love those conversations that the film had. Other than that, everything else seems very, very unlogical that this would happen. And again, I said this in the beginning of the film. This sounds a lot like fucking Leonardo DiCaprio and his island idea. Like, I want to make this island and have people come here and do this, and they pay for it and this and that. Like, who the fuck is going to afford that? Who's going to afford to come to an island? Excuse me. Who's going to afford to come to an island, rent it, do this and do that? Like what? Like, that doesn't... I don't know. I'm sure this was a pretty fun movie to go see. A movie to see in theaters. To see how everyone else is kind of reacting, and popcorn and all that stuff. I'm sure that would have been a cool experience, but I don't know. I thought the plot was a little stupid. I thought the characters are freaking gray, just dull. I mean, Jeff Goldblum's character was the only one that was something, and I didn't really care for him either. Yeah, he was just there. And you know what? Of all the shit that I've seen throughout my years of living about people talking about Jeff Goldblum's character in this movie, he didn't really do shit besides just talk shit. He didn't really do anything in this movie. Um, yeah, and you know what? And this does make me a little bit more curious to watch other Spielberg films because, again, he's the Mount Rushmore in terms of filmmakers and dreamers and creatives out there. And to finally see a movie that's like on like his list of top 5 films that he's made, top 2 films that he's ever made, and to now finally watch it and see what I get from it, it's not really the plot that's good. It's not the characters that are good. It's the creativeness that he's able to collaborate with the art department, props department, stunt department, all these departments, and cohesively make something where they can all agree upon. I think that's cool, but again, I feel like I can get that from other directors, right? Um, so it's very interesting. It just makes me interested to see, well, what are his other movies? Are they the same? Are the characters still bland? Is the story still bland? Is the only thing the movies have going for themselves that are like, oh, well, this is a little bit of a creative, adventurous type look for a film, and but still nothing else is really going for it. So that does make me very interested about Spielberg, and um, I don't know. That's very interesting. It just really makes me think a lot now because obviously, like I said at the intro of this podcast, I stay away from his films so I won't rip off from his creative content, so I can be conscious that I'm not ripping off, and that even though a lot of the people that I do look up to in terms of creatives watch his films and they take from his films, I know I take from their films. So even in a sense, I am getting a little bit of that Spielberg creativeness and putting it into my own content. But it's the very low percentage of it to the point where I feel like that I'm still staying original and still staying different from other people. Um, so yeah, this is very interesting. Very interesting conversations that this film does bring about. Um, Also, I don't know what happened to the other scientists who worked here. I guess they all just went home and just came back the next day and like, oh shit, all the dinosaurs are out. Right? It's kind of like I feel like once the movie hit that stage of like, now we're done talking, it's all about survival now. Dinosaurs just chasing people. I feel like all that logic kind of just left the window, or whatever logic it was trying to build. And it was just like, people don't exist anymore. This doesn't exist, blah, blah, blah. It's just about these characters outrunning these dinosaurs. Um, yeah. Yeah. Oh, soundtrack's amazing. That's another thing I can appreciate about this movie. John Williams never disappoints. Um, yeah. Oh, yeah. Music was awesome. The score was good too, although at times the score could be a little too much. Like, there's hardly like any silence. I mean, there's silence in the film and it's just talking, like just dialogue, but, sometimes the score can be a little too much. Like, it's just like every little action that these actors or characters do, you gotta have a score to it, which is not entirely true. Maybe for this film, maybe they have to, but I don't know. That's something that kind of stood out to me that I'm like, whatever. Um, so yeah, very interesting. Also, I didn't like the kids in this movie, and I already told you throughout the movie that the number one thing I hate in films when there are kids here, when they have kids in films that serve absolutely no purpose in other to look cute and be damsels of distress. And I absolutely hate that. Absolutely hate it. It would have been one thing if that little kid, I think his name's Tim, kept questioning the ethics of it and be like, well, this doesn't seem right and this and that. That would have been cool. And even like the little girl, if she would have I don't know, not yell as much, but I don't know. The kids were pretty they were pretty annoying in this film to the point where I don't know. I wouldn't have. Maybe I would have smiled if they would have gotten eaten. I don't know. I don't know. It's just they're very annoying and hard, very hard to root for. All these characters are very hard to root for and root that they would get to safety. Even though it's a movie, right? We know they're going to be just fine, but it's kind of hard to be like, oh, I hope they make it. Oh, this is so stressful. It wasn't stressful. There was no tension in this movie for me, just for the fact of that these characters are so bland and their motives are just so on the nose, and I don't know. It's this is a pretty interesting film. It's an interesting film. And I don't know if that's good or bad. There's a lot of social issues too. I find wrong with this film as well. I don't know, man. It's just that doesn't sit right with me. Like, you're making this park, like, oh, people are gonna be here. We charge like what he said, like 2,000 a day, 10,000 a day, something within those lines. Like, fuck, like who the fuck is this park for, huh? Like, who is it for? Because clearly, growing up, I wouldn't have been able to go to this park. I wouldn't have been able to afford this park. I wouldn't be able to afford it now. Like, it's just like, clearly in society there are certain things that are just set up for other people to benefit off of and to experience, completely neglecting the other minorities. And it's just like, well, fuck this theme park and fuck all the scientists who made it and fuck everyone who's a part of it. So kind of like early on I kind of had that kind of mindset, which is like, I know that's not really good and it's just a movie, right? But I don't know. I think about those things when I watch movies. So I don't know. It's just it's just where my mind's at. Obviously, I would have had a different point of view if I saw this as a kid. I wouldn't have been aware of that per se. Although as a kid, I would have been mostly aware that the first person who died in this film was a black man. That didn't sit right with me. That didn't sit right with me at all. And then the other black person in this film, Samuel Jackson, someone who's helping these people trying to escape. We don't even get to see him if he escaped or not. That was bullshit. I thought that was absolute bullshit and absolute trash. Yeah, again, the dinosaurs, they're really cool to see in this film. Other than that, I would never go see one in person. These dinosaurs can go fuck themselves. Not much joking. It's just, I don't know. It's just, it's, again, this is a very interesting film. But yeah, that was Jurassic Park. You know what's funny too? I've never been interested to see any of those goddamn movies. So I would, somewhere along the line, I will eventually watch them on this podcast. So that was interesting. Also, I've never seen E.T., and that will definitely be on this podcast. One day I will watch E.T. So yeah, that is the podcast. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, comment below. Let me know if you like the movie, you grew up with the movie, you think it's a classic, or are you watching it for the first time with me? Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the film and what you still think about it after all these years, if you already watched it. If you're on Spotify, anywhere you find your podcast, except for Amazon, because I don't have my podcast out there, but yeah, contact me and just let me know what you thought of the episode, or what you thought about just the movie in itself. Very interesting movie. Very interesting. And I can't really decipher if that's a good or bad thing. I don't know. I can talk about this movie for years, honestly. Because it's just so... I mean, it's a total blockbuster. Which is cool. You gotta have your blockbuster films. Total blockbuster. But I can definitely see how this is such a fun movie for a lot of people, and how like the experience of watching this film is just like, whoa, like this is so cool. Like I can totally get that. And not experiencing that as a kid, I don't feel like I robbed myself from that experience. Not at all. Because again, I grew up with so many other things that inspired me to be in film as a kid. I like grew up with sci-fi and Star Wars and The Matrix and freaking Ben Hur. Like watching all those things and mythology, all that stuff really inspired me. And you know, I'm a firm believer of you know, what what may inspire someone else may not inspire the next person, and they have to find their own inspiration through other means and through other medias and all that stuff. So I don't know, very interesting stuff. Also, yeah, sure, I didn't see Jurassic Park as a kid to make me think dinosaurs were cool, but I did see Dragon Tales, and I thought that show was fucking badass. So so yeah, thank you for listening to the podcast. And I will see you on the next one. Until then, victory or Death Starfighters.